Thank you so much. I have to agree with what they were saying on the desk. Atsuka had a good point about, I think this matchup is the one that was, so the other two have been close. Well, one of them has been close. But it wasn't expected, whereas this one, I expect it to be close.
Right, I have to agree. And the first match was almost close for the first round or two. They got their first Sabo round and then they completely lost all form afterwards. So I agree. And I think actually High Caliber would have appreciated this matchup as their first matchup because then they could have warmed into that new team setting that they are in and really get their groove. So like you said, I do expect this matchup to be much more closer than what we've seen from High Caliber in the first series.
Yeah, and I mean, knowing what we have seen out of both these teams thus far, right? High Caliber kind of on the back foot, whereas on the flip side, I think that we are seeing a little Geek come in, maybe a little confident after how they did against Blackhand. So, you know, you got very different mindsets, I think, coming in from these teams and how they've performed thus far. And we are going here into Factory yet again for our Sabotage, which is enjoyable. I'm not mad at it. And Glimpse being the first ban coming out of High Caliber.
Which I'm going to say is very interesting. I just think it's a weak rogue on this format of Sabotage, but maybe they know something that I don't, and maybe they played against this team specifically and their Glimpse, and they don't want to see it again. However, the Lancer ban, we're seeing that again and again and again on Factory. It must be because it's just far too easy to get those boots off and jump over that wall
with
or jump
an arbitrator
and get with the arbitrator and get to middle and get that bomb. And the first picks on the map we're going to see is Sigrid and Glitch. Classic picks. The Sigrid, of course, is very, very strong in planting that bomb, and the Glitch, so no Util can stop that. On the other side, we have the Dahlia and the Scorch. Again, a different way of doing it, meaning your Scorch can go for the plant and get rezzed and has the molly potential. So both very strong. And the Fixer, this is something we've seen before. We've seen these picks already before, and it's actually these last three that really matter the most. I like the Ronin. Now they have the double bounce back, the golden bounce back. The other team has two double golden bounce back too. What will they pick?
I mean, when you're just thinking about what we've seen in the past, a lot of time we were actually like, well, a couple. We've seen Glimpse come out. Well, not happening this time. And so it's like, do they pick out the characters that would have been banned otherwise? You know, we've seen Sigrid being banned. Well, she's in play. So I'm quite curious. Maybe Anvil, but they have a glitch. So it's like, how are you exactly going to try to do this? I think their first two picks were great. What are you going to do with the rest, though, here on Factory? Phantom was pretty solid in the previous, but they have a Ronin. So, you know, some of your stuff isn't going to be as useful in a Talon Dart. This is a very different comp.
I think the question they asked themselves was Phantom or Runway. Right? Do we pick Phantom or Runway? And I think Runway is actually not that useful on Sabotage. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. You don't have enough time to grab that briefcase, and as you can't hold extra utility, it doesn't work out. Plus the glitch hack every 30 seconds is probably going to get destroyed, whereas a Phantom, it has Grievous Wounds, which I know you're a big fan of. It has the Sensor Dart, so if you're going to get flanked, you're going to find out. It has the Smoke, so if they want to push the bomb site, they're going to have to do it revealed. It's a lot of different things. The only pick that I'm not so sure of, and we haven't seen, is the Talon, like you said.
Yeah.
Unusual.
Yeah, I get intel, but what else are you really gaining
Yes.
in that regard? I mean, it's really just the intel. I mean, you get a C4. Other characters, you know, can have a C4. So it's interesting. Flashbangs?
I think maybe that's the thing, the flashbangs for the Sigrid potentially. But we're straight into this, and a missed shot from Saint TK. Maybe that should have been Rugi instead. KO goes down though to the glitch by Canny. That's a great pick, and now they have the bomb. They're juggling it already to this bomb site, and they might be taking this round instantly. Spencer trying to do his best. The bomb is planted.
There's the fourth.
Rugi gets the bomb plant down, and that was just way too easy. Stand up, Canny, because that was all your planning, I'm guessing. Right, they got that pick, and that was clockwork. Rugi's laughing. He's like, whoa, that actually worked. We just did the play you called, and it was instant. This is going to be free.
What a round. I mean, that was as quick as the last round in the other one. They simply ran through middle, grabbed the bomb, and just took it straight to the site. They get the plant, no problem. So they go up 1-0. I don't think we are going to see that again and again and again. I think that we're going to see a little bit better of a defense coming out. But if we do, this is going to be a very, very quick Sabotage.
But what's interesting is that is the bomb site we said was harder to plant at. And they did that in seconds. So by that means, this should be an even easier round for them to get that bomb down.
So I think that site is harder if there is a stop. But if you can make it flow as quickly as that, it's free. But speaking of free, that was a free kill coming in, and that shields up. You just push in, able to take that player down and secure that bomb coming for your team.
Canny now taking the bomb forward to the other bomb site. However, he is going to push forward. He does get damaged heavily, but the team goes forward. The arc continues forward. They're going to swing together. A flank comes off, but Joker will get picked by 40. He does see it coming, and now they are still in position. Rugi goes down. Saint TK holding that line by himself still. Can he keep it up? No, because he goes in with the wrong gun in hand, and the Glitch is the only person left on that team.
And that bomb gets resets right back there into middle. I think it was just a non-touch that sent it back. Nobody threw it over, I don't believe. So back in the middle, basically a reset. All 4 players are up for both sides. Who's going to get that opening pick? And I think that's what's going to dictate who is able to grab this bomb. But actually, the smoke comes out. They grab it. No problem. Where do they decide to take it, though, as Sin gets to pick on the Joker, but a trade comes in there with the bomb holder.
Right, and what... Oh, and 40's going to go down there easily, and the shield's going to come up. What Pixie was trying to do there before getting the bomb was trying to find out where the enemy team was. KO by himself now. Will he get a pick? He does have a great aim on him. He will get damaged heavily. Does he get this pick with the Sigrid shield in his way? It's going to be impossible, and he goes down.
Attempt.
It was a great attempt.
A lot of movement.
It was on the cards, right? And what, just to quickly explain something there, Pixie didn't pick up the bomb for a long time, trying to find the enemy team, because as soon as he does get the bomb, they come out of hiding and they kill him. So it is one of those things, cat and mouse, right? Try and find the predator before you pick up the bomb and become the prey.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
We move into this, and that bomb hasn't gone anywhere, right? They grabbed it, they got it to that point, and finally somebody else is able to get their hands on it. Nice shot out of Spence, able to take down Saint, and it looks like they're actually electing to go for a res here, which is working out perfectly because Rugi ends up picking up some kills.
Absolutely fire from him. He's just doing what he needs to do, getting 2 picks, and especially like we talked about before, Sabotage, getting 2 picks means you can now move forward. Can he pick the bomb up just to try and move it into his team's possession? Once again, Geek's in, pushing forward though, swinging. Saint TK getting that snipe that he needs to get, but he's going to get 3v1 right now, and they should take the bomb and continue this forward whilst they have the advantage.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody's down. Everybody's down, but they're not going to be able to get it there in time for that, but they're going to be able to position themselves very, very nicely. I expect a plant could be coming out right here, right now. This could very well be a 1-1 if they can just make it a little bit further, but they didn't hold the backside, and now they have managed to get there to the site. And as I said, this could be a plant. I'm not looking, it's not looking as likely now, but still possible because 2 are down.
Right, and what you're talking about there is when you get that squad wipe, you can hold them in spawn and spawn trap them, as the word is said, but they didn't manage to do that. They didn't take the right lane far enough, and 40 managed to take it and hold it, and now he has the bomb, and he's done a great job at defending. However, he will get picked from behind, and it seems like the flank has come off, and they've switched sides here. The attacking team is now on the defensive plant. All they need is get the bomb, but he goes down to the Talon, and now we know why they picked it.
This has just been an absolute battle here towards the site. They've gotten so close, but that's going to respawn. Oh, is it? No, he does manage to pick it up. I thought it was just about to respawn, and now it looks like they've thrown it onto the site. Somebody just needs to decide what they're doing with it, and they're trying to get it over the wall, and finally they say, nope, okay, we're going to have to try this in a different spot. We need this bomb to be reset, and they're able to do just that.
Right, and now we're back into the beginning of the map, basically. Everyone has their economy and they have their guns, but the bomb's back in the exact same position. A few players are now getting caught out. Sin trying to get out with his life, but he won't with that body shot from the tier. Spencer showing why he's also a great sniper, getting that pick, and now they have the advantage of a 3v4. 2v4, 3v2 now. They need to take this bomb forward. Joker goes down too. Just the glitch left now. The bomb plant is inevitable in my opinion, but they don't have it.
They don't have it.
They don't have it, HB.
It was still in middle. This huge war that was being waged right there. There was no bomb actually held, and now those spawns have already come back. However, it's not exactly super close, so they're going to be able to try to pop them a little bit as they push in, but ultimately, can they do anything more with it? They're there with the bomb towards the site. Now the defense has shown up.
Right, and High Caliber winning these trades. Saint TK gets KO, Sin gets Saint TK, can he then get Spencer, Joker then gets Sin. They've won the trades, but can they get the actual bomb down? Rugi getting another pick for his team, or getting that finish very, very good.
And all these spawns are going to be back by the time they get there. I mean, you can see it right now, the last one coming up, and they're going to be able to try to defend this one, but Saint from the side's able to take down KO. Decent damage here onto Sin as well. Just trying to stop them from pushing in. We're down to 7 seconds on the clock, and that is when things are going to get spicy.
Right, and that's when the respawn time does go up, Heartbreaker, right? So every health, every life matters even more. So they can't be going down, and Joker's the first one to go down in this extra time.
15 seconds. He has to wait 15 seconds. Now that's much longer. That's an eternity in a game like this. 40 pushing up is going to get taken down from above, but not until taking down Canny. So good trades there, and it's now down to just the Sigrid against the Talon. The bomb is out, and it is going to be getting planted, and I don't think they're going to get there in time to stop this. That looks like a Oh, no! So close, GK!
Did they add extra time for planting that bomb because it seemed like to go forever. I really thought they'd won the round there. That was unbelievable. Milliseconds to spare, and KO is going to be very upset about that. Geek's in trying to recover that.
They're not getting it too far, though. The pressure is on. He's running back towards the site. At this point, if they take him down, they'll be able to grab that bomb, and he's just trying to buy time. Great job with that smoke, trying to make a play off of it, but support is there on the right side, and they're able to drop Joker. It was a valiant attempt, but at this point, it looks like they should be able to push around towards the site because they're spawning on the other side.
This sudden death is absolutely mental. It could go on for a while, right? Because nobody wants to die. Now, Saint TK doesn't want to die, so he doesn't have a peek, and now he's still alive. There's someone on bomb site. Even getting there and dying means now you're out the game for 15 seconds, so nobody wants to overextend, even though they're so close to each other.
Oh, the EMP coming out, and they're just immediately ready to take him down, and this needs to be a pick there. Able to take them down, and the bomb is back up, and all 4 players are wiped. Only the Dolly is going to be up quick. The rest still 5 seconds left. They're going to make so much. They're going to move so quickly across this map and get to that site. Damage is coming through, but they are not taken down, and this could very well be the plant and the victory here, coming at a 2-0 to start this map off. They'll only need one more.
Well, and that was absolutely exciting to seeing that first sudden death actually play out more than a couple 20 seconds than we've seen in the past. That was a true sudden death where a whole squad got wiped. And the funny thing is, normally you can see the timer of when someone's going to respawn in, but seeing 15 seconds, you can actually say, they got 10 seconds left. We still have so much time to get the bomb, cross the map, and hold their spawn. I love that element. I love that update that Rogue Company have done for this game mode.
Oh, it just adds a whole different aspect when you get to that point, because all of a sudden, you know, your lives always matter, but that extra 5 seconds is huge in a game mode like this, where that 5 is enough to plant that bomb. So they don't just have to get there, they can get there and plant, and it just really opens it up. 2-0, now we get to see, can Lil get back into this?
And they've had their moments.
They have, they've gotten very close.
The middle fight again, the shield is just going to be absolutely outstanding for that, and he has his teammates sniping from behind. Kenny still survives as well, holding off two enemy teammates for a long time, and he's done his job whilst his other team has killed absolutely everyone. The only person left alive is KO. There you go, squad wipe. And now they can move the bomb forward and hold that spawn if they want to eventually get that bomb down. 40 very close to Rugi here. I don't think he knows.
They're giving away the position, and they're falling back. They're defending this well. They have the rotation tip, but Saint, they're able to pick up a player jumping over the wall. This could be, I mean, 2 players down, and they're getting close with that bomb. Ooh. That's a big one out of Spence.
That's the key one. If he dies there, they plant the bomb, but Canny's going to come from behind, and then there's someone else spawning in as well on their right. I hope they didn't see it. This is looking like a 3-0. This is it right here. Bomb's going down. That's the end of it. And that is, oh, again, that is twice where it's come to the very last millisecond, GK. I thought I saw someone, Heartbreaker. I really thought I saw someone on the right there, but I didn't want to over-talk about it.
They're teasing us.
Yeah, they are literally teasing him. Canny didn't see him as he pushed for the spawn, and that absolutely changed everything. I think that was 40 who got that crucial pick and kept his team in this game.
Oh, that is twice that they've gotten so close. You're already wrapping up. Just all right, well, that's, oh, it's not it. You know, somebody check these bomb timers. I'm with you, GK.
Yeah.
That felt like forever. That was an eternity, and now it has completely flipped that script. The bomb no longer that close. They don't have the hold that they had, and Joker is terrorizing these backlines.
Right, and just something to mention here, as we do go back into this reset, look how long is left on the clock. Last round really went 4 minutes, nothing happened, and they went to overtime. This is how tense these Sabotage games are, so close they can be when teams are this equally lined up. Saint TK almost getting that pick, unfortunately didn't. Spencer lining up against him. Rugi jumping around like he's not afraid and does get that trade with the damage he's done. Only 2 members left up of the high caliber team. Glitch now spawning in 2.
They're making their way closer again. They've been here before. This isn't the first time, but it's just really sealing the deal that has seemed to escape these teams on this point. Now we're going to have just 1 player down, so 3 versus 4 here on the map at this time. And again, even though that bomb's so close, nobody's forcing it, and they're actually winning the fight to push these players back.
Right, and the only thing I'm going to say, as I'm seeing, is KO is constantly going down first after they get that advantage. He's really pushing far too quickly for his team, it would seem like, or they're not pushing quickly enough with what he's doing. You know, they need to get a bit more coordinated and take opportunity when they do.
This could be it. This one, they have a shield this time. This could very well be
what I'm talking about. KO goes down, they get the disadvantage, and High Caliber taking advantage of it, and there's 3-0. That is the first map to High Caliber, 3-0. What a fantastic start to this series, as opposed to how they started the last they played.
Oh, yeah, I mean, coming in from the last map. This is what they needed to build up that confidence, to gain that momentum, is winning with this level. And you can hear him saying, you know my vibe, right? Because if any of you tuned into the first LAN, well, 40's a loud man. He talked a lot about knowing the vibe and the body. Well, Canny says, yeah, I know yours. I have it read. It's scripted out, and mine's better.
Oh, I like how you phrased that. He did, and then we don't see 40 dancing like he was before that round. You know, all the spectator things that he wanted to show off and do. It didn't work out, because when it comes to actually playing the game, you need to focus up, and that is exactly what High Caliber done. They've just played one of the best teams, one of the best seeded team in this tournament. They are in a championship mode. They're not here to mess around, and you see the jokes and all the showing off coming out after this game, but not during, right?
Yes.
They took it round by round. They 3-0'd them. They didn't want to give them any hope, and they want to show everyone else in this tournament that actually they are a top contending team. They just had a not so great start against a first seed in this tournament, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've managed to reset, and again, a victory like that, a 3-0 and Sabotage, is a good way to just get yourself back mentally. I think we also need to keep, we're giving a lot of credit, but you got to win 2 demos to win, right? So winning the Sabotage, great. You're on the right foot. You only need 1. But in general, you still need to take these next, at least this next one. If you don't, you got to get the second one. So you can be as great as, a 3-0 in Sabo, but you got to show up in demo as well. So we're going to need to see if low-Geek can bounce back, or if High Caliber is just too high for low-Geek to be able to take down.
Right, and actually, the way you phrase that made me think, if you've lost that first map in Sabotage, you should probably think of it as like a loser's bracket, winner's bracket thing. So you're not actually out of it. They've just done better, let's say, and they have a 1-0 advantage. So you can't lose a map, but you're not necessarily out of it just because you lost that. You're just now coming up from the loser's bracket per se in a metaphorical sense, and you just have no option for error now. You just have to win the next 2 maps. And that might be a way for Little Geek to get back in this map, because we did see cool things come out of them. Spencer on the Phantom, he was carrying his team at one point, and if people like KO did a little bit more when he should have, because I could see he was really trying. He just kept getting picked because High Caliber were just in the right place, and that's got to be down to Canny and his knowledge of other players and where to play.
Yeah, and so to your point about kind of, it's almost like a bracket reset or whatever, I think it's because you know that in this series, there's not another Sabo. So if you're really confident in your demo, you can just be like, okay, we lost a Sabo, but we're a demo team. And so you can jump into that, because you're not going to cycle back to a Sabo in this. Now, a best of 5, well, you need to figure out your Sabo. But in a best of 3, you're not going to have to deal with that. And going into Hollows for a demo, we haven't seen that one yet.
That's a switch up. That's a switch up. What my initial opinion on Hollows is, if you don't have a reveal or some sort for attacking, it's going to be so hard, because a single rogue can stop an entire attack because they hide on long, or they hide on connector on the other bomb site, or they go through middle. So you have to have some sort of revealing mechanism so you can just go forward, because if you take too long, the map is too large and you're going to get flanked, or they're going to open up that mid door whilst you're attacking, and you suddenly lose your spacing of the map, all because you don't have that reveal feature just to find out where the enemy team is playing.
There's a lot of levels to this map in terms of rotations can come from like 4 or 5 different lanes, right? You can zip across, you can go full spawn side, you can go the full other spawn side, you can come through middle connector, you can come through short, long. There's just so many places that you have to be aware of, which is why intel is so key in a map like this, as you said, because if you don't have intel, you really don't know where they can be coming from, and you're going to stretch yourself thin trying to cover all of the lanes. Intel, well, now you don't have to watch that lane. You can get the information and adjust accordingly. So I agree. I mean, if you're not pulling out an Intel rogue in Hollows, you are giving yourself a disadvantage.
Specifically, I know which rogue I would probably pick on this in terms of Intel. Do you have a favored Intel rogue?
My 2 favorites are Seeker and Talon.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 for me. That if I'm going to go with that, because more AoE, and with the bow, I mean, you can get that super early on either bomb site. If you just use the right, lineup and stuff, you can get people, and it can slow any rush they have. I mean, if you're shooting it, over towards B, for instance, or A, you can get all the intel you want or you're slowing them down. They can wait if they want before they drop, but now you can get positions. Now you can push all the way up. Now, and then it gets even more interesting when people choose to get aggressive based on that.
I agree, and I think actually Seeker is that better pick because of the bounce nade as well, the lethal ability that they have. And as we get into this, we're going to go Geek on attack, right? And we have High Caliber on defense. Duke is banned first by the attacking team. It's not usual, and they must have no ambition to play it at all. They don't even want it on the map. They don't care if high caliber give to them. They just don't want to see it. And like in the same way, Sigrid is going to be banned because they don't want to see it either.
Yeah, but I mean, those are both pretty decent rogues on Hollows, though. Again, Juke is always going to be good because you have intel. You have a way to win any 1v1 you want. Throw them in the air, throw a 50 damage grenade at him. Like 1v1s on Juke are just at a different level, and the intel from the drone. So I totally get that because, again, on a map where you're saying if you don't have intel, then you can make these sneaky plays. It's hard to sneak up on a Juke because she's going to have drones everywhere. You don't have to throw a dart over there. So I definitely get that. Sigrid, of course, always a terror. And we see the first pick coming out here, Dahlia. Not unexpected.
Not unexpected at all. But what I'm going to say here is that I think High Caliber should pick Ronan. If they pick Ronan, I think they just straight up win this map. And because Saint TK is actually really, really good and probably one of the best Ronans in the game. And that it counters that reveal feature. So that's the biggest thing we talked about. So I'm actually shocked that they chose to ban Duke instead of Ronan, knowing that Saint TK's on that team. And then
just Ronan is so good on Hollows. I mean, absolutely. Just the potential to maneuver around the map and avoid any sort of intel. And there you have it. Ronan's coming out. That is a great pick. I like that they went Saint. In my head, I was going, okay, here are your two options. Ronan Saint or Ronan Intel. Right, like that. Those are your two options. You're doing one of those, and of course, you don't want them to have double res, so you go for the Saint. Because even if they pick two intels, there's another one.
Right.
You have another one.
And I think you're right, actually. A Seeker would have been fine instead of the Saint because it has the fast res ability,
you can
right?
still do that, just not with a drone.
Right, and the drone is so easy to break on this map.
And they went glitch anyway.
Exactly. So and they have the EMP. It would have been EMP'd. So that could have been. And I do think now, if High Caliber pick Seeker, they've won this map. They completely countered the Scorch trying to plant because you just hold the grenade out. Even when you're getting hacked, you still hold it in your hand. And it one-shots. It one-shots no matter what, even until the point she has armor and tenacity. Then it puts her to 8 health, I believe. So that is a really key feature in even stopping the start of their attack with the bow lineups that you did talk about earlier. So Chak is going to come, and that's going to be their breacher, their planter, I believe.
Yep.
And now they just need to pick that intel, but they don't. They go for the Dima. It is a form of intel. It's just not a very efficient form of intel.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I guess they felt that they didn't need it. They didn't need intel because I was thinking, okay, they have a fixer, they smoke, you counter with intel, you're still going to be able to see, all that sort of jazz. You can throw the EMP, now you get the EMP for the fixer as well as revealing them. So I personally love that. I love when you're Dima and they're a fixer and you're like, oh, not only will you not see me, but I'm going to reverse this and I'm going to see you through that smoke. So not hating that, not hating that at all. Plus, on a map like this, I mean, just the plays you can make with that D-Mold if you want to get aggressive on, like, A or something like that. Just being able to bounce it off the back wall and just push through. I've seen it several times. Dima's really not bad on Hollows.
I agree, and actually pushing the enemy team out of position with the Dima ult so that your other teammate can kill them is also a great strategy. So actually, I'm leaning towards what you said there, and you've convinced me that could be a great pick here. Hopefully, they manage to clear their lanes before they attack. That's the when they go on to attack. That's the only thing. But they're starting on defense, and they need to get all these rounds. They can.
Well, right here onto the B-bomb side, they basically got it for free. They're going to be pushing through, taking spawn control. This is always smart. You want to make sure, depending on where you want to plant, you want to take control. We've already seen these flanks coming in. They're already up through short, but again, they've taken their spawn side. So this is a complete flip here of the map, basically, in terms of where these teams are expected to be.
Right, and like you said, a complete flip, and this is now in the favor of Geek because they're defending the bomb site, which is easier to do when you're on the defense. 40 gets absolutely destroyed there. I think he saw the second teammate behind him and he kind of got a bit flustered and the aim assist might have locked on, and that's unfortunate, but he's actually thrown that for his team in guaranteeing the round. So now it's a 3v3 still. The Saint is down, the Glitch is down, but this defuse is going to be tough as long as they have someone on that head glitch looking over where the Chak is now. And the Chak is going to go down instantly because of that. Does he have the self-res? I don't believe so. He's just going to sit there and the time's going to run out, and that's going to be that. The Dahlia is going to get this final pick, and Dahlia went absolutely crazy, and that's KO, and we expect it.
So what I'm very, I don't know, they didn't deem the spot where the Scorch was. And all I'm thinking is, clear that out before you do the defuse, right? Like, you want the defuse, okay, get out there, clear that. You don't know if anybody's there. It's planted for that, clearly. I think it's odd, though, there wasn't more utility used to force that Scorch out of position.
Do you think he maybe had used it previously and so
Wait,
badly?
it got back in time because he did it shortly after. He
did
it right after
he had it already. You're right then. You're right then.
So I'm like, why wasn't that used
Maybe a communication issue that he didn't actually realize that was the spot that needed to be done and just needed confirmation from his teammates who were closer to that enemy player, right? because he did come from the flank, the full flank. So
he had a direct line right there onto it. Just chose not to do it. Candy falls. He tries to crack it. Too little, too late, and we go into round number 2, favoring Lil Geek 1-0.
Right, and that's high caliber on defense, and we did say it could be easy for them, but you know, Geek are just absolutely showing out right now, and that was a perfect round for them. And if they continue this, we might go to that third map, because like I said, I do think this is so easy to defend and stop that bomb plant with utility. Especially when you have a fixer. Rugi could have played that, and it would have been a crazy situation with that tier in his hand.
See, there it is. They know the glitch is coming out. We get the free plant. You can't nade us. You can't stop us from doing it. Firing some shots off into doorways just to see if anybody's, you know, given a little risky play. And now we get a 4v4 retake. No damage has been done, I think, on either side, as the bomb is now reaching about 25%.
Yeah, that's actually true, and very little util use. So this is going to be tough for the defusing side to do this without getting util dumped, and there is a trade going on. There's Chak goes down, the Fixer goes down. Actually, Scorch is the only one left on that squad. Rugi going absolutely crazy on this long, shooting his mamba like he's never before, you know.
Big kill out of Sin, though, but he's meeting players on his left and his right. They're just pulling off the pincer, and they're going to take him down. I was a little thrown off that the Demol didn't come out earlier. I mean, he saw the 2 players down there, and instead they're taking gunfights, and I'm like, you can completely destroy them by hitting this Demol. You'll basically force them in front of you, but hey, they did it their way, and it worked out perfectly fine.
Do you think he's playing a bit more methodical because he's playing with a teammate like Cannibals, right? So he has to do it correctly.
Yeah.
And because Cannibals will say, oh, do you have a demol? Can you use it now? And he doesn't want to be in a position where
he's used it and it didn't, you know, work for them.
And then Candy's going to say, you know, if you had that, we would have won that round. So maybe just let me know when you use it. So it's maybe that just...
Yeah, not listen to Candy, not me, right? So that's a good call. That's a good call.
They're just forming that bond, and they're just forming that layer of understanding each other as teammates, right? Joker, 4 kills already, and I think, as Soka had mentioned, we need to watch out for Joker because he didn't actually get a chance to show out in the previous series, and he's already on 4 kills in 2 rounds. He's averaging 2 kills a round already.
And both these teams look so focused. They're both just in the zone. And this one, and I mean, it's 1-1 here on this map. So you're thinking, oh, we won Sabo. This is a different experience. We're talking demo here, and they've already proven they can take a round. So what else can they do? Oh, they know he's close to this corner. Can he go ahead and cracking that ult just to be able to get out of that position? It was a valiant effort, right? I like the spot, but not going to do anything. Won't come to fruition. And we're going to see that once again, the site is essentially given away. But a big nade out of Rugi.
I was going to say it's very interesting to send your Scorch into that long position because it's not easy to get to the bomb site from there. And
Joker's behind. Joker's behind, so they're fighting here in middle, but Joker's off here to the right side. He's going to pick up that kill right there on the KO. What a great positioning, and now Candy joins him. They're going to have them completely pinned down here. 1 versus 4, actually. This, yeah, I don't see this happening for Sin again.
I mean, they picked the Scorch for a reason to be the tank, and it is the last one alive, but she cannot do it, and they are playing so well, and actually they're capitalizing on the fact that Little Geek were playing so slow. The Dima, Rugi, he used the util correctly this time. He gets that Scorch kill with the grenade. He probably upgraded it. I don't know how he gets that kill, and they cause that flank to happen after the fact, and Joker plays it perfectly. Kenny, a great IGL, follows up afterwards, and now they have the 4v2, 2-2 pinch. You can't lose that.
No, that was very well done. Again, it's that change of pace, the change of tempo. Hey, let's try something different. Why don't we go for this double flank on him? We've shown our hand over here. They're expecting a chalk. Well, what if I drop down middle? You're already pushing through long, and then bam. Great play. Well done as we head into round 4. Can we see Lil Geek bounce back? They had a good start, and that opening round haven't looked very good since. It's been pretty brutal.
Rugi feeling himself there, trying to do that pre-nade. He hasn't lined that up quite correctly, I don't think so, as the whole enemy team does take long, and it looks like they're going to smoke it out and take crane control. We've seen this before, we played the game before, and they are going to do that. The Scorch is going through, they now have the spawn control, so now what do? Do they go continue to be, or do they plant for where they are right now?
That's an interesting volley. I mean, it basically forced 2 or 3 of your teammates back out. I also want to touch on, I felt like he pulled that EMP out very shortly after being glitch hacked. That was odd, but so they've taken a lot of control here, but I'm not sure where that control is getting them. Look at this. They're on the other sides of the wall.
They're actually so close to each other, but they can't. Saint TK almost losing his life and causing his... Yeah, he saved his life with that. Almost caused his team the whole round by going down there. Saint TK also trying to push again. Spencer's on site. They are so close to each other, but no one's quite losing their life. It's all 90s everywhere. Whoever overextends will die, and Spencer...
Or whoever gets hit by a nade.
He's showing himself on site. He gets naded. Joker's very good with nades. The Fixer goes down, but the Ronin goes down as well. Joker does lose his life to 40. Canny will take that back, and KO goes down. Saint TK goes down to Sin, however. Canny goes down as well, and now the trades have somehow not fallen in their favor. 40 is versus Rugi right now in a 1v1.
The time, though, 12 seconds. He has to make a big play, and that's a big nade, and he's going to take him down. I don't need to win this gunfight. I still have utility.
Have you got a hotline straight into there? Because you made fun of his ult, and now suddenly his nades are unbelievable. He's timed that to perfection. 7 seconds left on the clock. If you're the glitch, you just need to stay alive, and then you get naded. And it's like, how can that even happen? I'm just trying to play the game. It's because Rugi knows he can hear your footsteps.
The glitch needed to get the bomb. So I was thinking Rugi was going to be playing it slow.
Yeah.
Right? I thought he was going to be the one who was just like, actually, yeah, let me just play it. But he said, oh, hold on. Let me cook this nade real quick. Perfectly times it. Bam, takes him out. Great nade. I mean,
You're right.
That was perfect.
And instead of just grabbing the bomb and getting on that bomb site, he chose to fight that fight because he knows where the enemy is. Probably his teammates calling it out. He's running through connector, and he had 7 seconds. Well played, and great trigger control in using what he had at the right time instead of rushing it for the obvious play instead.
Yeah, we're going to need to see a little something different. I mean, that came down to a 1v1. They didn't win it, but that's the closest they've gotten in the last 3 rounds, right? After they got that initial round, it's been pretty tough for them, and it looks like they're going a little bit quicker this time, which I like to see. And Spence coming out and clearing out Candy, who had gotten into a cheeky spot, right? They didn't know he was there, but as they try to push through, which I like, they're not just going straight for that plant. They're taking these people out of the positions. It's not really favoring them. They're down to just 1. They have the res trying to come up. It's not happening, and here we go. 2v1, the potential for a res on the Ronin, but not going to happen now.
And the Fixer was in the cave, so that's not going to happen either. And that is it's unfortunate, and it's well played by Canny because he's in a bad position, but he has so much health. And he has so many ways of getting back up that he does. And the Fixer, who does get the kill, overextends to do so and does never get back up. So it was a great trade, and it's something that we learned from Class in the previous series, is putting yourself in a vulnerable position when you know you can get back to safety and not get finished. And that's put his team in this position here.
Yeah, and that's going to be it. I was just thinking, this is so hard for a KO. I mean, just absolutely difficult because of the way that they positioned themselves and where the bomb was dropped. You had to commit to going out. You were going to leave yourself open no matter what. And, well, they're dominating, so let's hear what they're thinking. We're going in for a listen-in with High Caliber.
Not do the last round of the half.
Like, do I have? Because I just feel like...
Yeah, right side. Right side. You got it.
Yeah.
You want me to crouch walk and enter?
Creep up in her, yeah.
And then are you helping me?
I'm demoting over the wall. I think, can somebody go with Kenny Inner this round? Just
I'll go. No, I'm not going to do the rat play this round.
Okay, just go with Kenny Inner. Go with Kenny Inner.
You can go like the heady this time.
You two.
You said go with him inner?
Yes, you two take Inner. I'm a demo over the wall.
Like take it or rat inside?
Yes, take it. Okay. Nothing.
They were here, they're leaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
They might have heard
Pushing me, I got KO.
I'm leaving. You guys go back. You guys go back.
2 here.
Okay, are they on site?
Call out glitch. I'm
I
gonna
see
stay
1,
here
I see
until we
3,
call
yes. I might have saw glitch, but I saw Scorch Dolly short.
I'm gonna wait for a confirmation. You guys have demo, nade, you guys have...
They're fixture ulting the front.
Util.
They're smoking me, mollying me.
Nading the site?
Glitch is like middle
Hit him
somewhere.
73 on site.
I'm not EMPing.
Somebody will armor. Scorch maybe.
How do we want to play this? Do we want to play
Scorch
for
one
I'm
outer.
on their flank, you see me?
I can smoke long, we can shoot.
I smoked long,
Where's
so you can re-smoke that if you want to.
Okay.
This Fixer was inner.
Okay. Look, I'm about to use his EMP to try to get intel.
I mean, I can push enter from their side.
Once tip, I can kill him.
Do, Kenny, I'm coming with you.
He took zip.
Fixer dead. Everyone else
In the car, about to demo
outer.
left. On the left long, Sin.
He's 46.
Behind you, Joker, behind you. One.
Can't see shit.
Die half.
I'm 1, bro.
Killed one.
That's their lane.
Been wiped out. Run it again.
Good try,
You gotta do more there. Util.
I mean,
Round got a little hectic, but some of the comms are really good. I mean, even calling out, oh, I hit this player, they had armor, that could be the Scorch. I mean, there's a lot of detail there. Saint peeked early. He knew his team was flanking short. And he steps up, he dies, and immediately they take the Fixer out. If he would have waited 2 seconds max, he's alive. They have another advantage there. So early peak from Saint.
It's one of those situations where it's all about ego. There's absolutely no reason for you to peek there. Your teammates are flanking. You're literally holding your reticle on somebody who's hiding behind a 3-peek, hoping that they peek
And they have
at
a
you.
sniper.
And they have a sniper. So then they ultimately do peek you and you get knocked out. There's no point in doing that, and that needs to be cut out at this stage of the game. We're in LAN. You can't be peeking with Saint on 500 damage. It's just not acceptable at this point.
Oh, we go into the second half 4-2. I thought it was going to be a 5-1, but, 4-2, still favorable, no doubt about that. But we get to see what they're going to do in the pistol, and the opening pick is going to go the way of Joker with a nice kill there onto Spence.
And there's a grenade as well, and he gets a
they're
double
tearing them
piece
apart.
with that as well. That's unbelievable. Canny picks up the rest. Joker is absolutely showing out, and he's always been so good with his utility. From Seeker to now what he's doing now, he can do it with anyone. And from Ronin to Seeker, he's just changing up, and it's all different types of utility. Something to really watch out with this guy. He knows what he's doing.
Well, you can see it right there. 1900 basically. He's right next to Rugi with that. And I mean, yeah, Saint might not have as much, but he's the reser. He's doing his job. He's gotten 3 there. That's the most in the entire server. So, I mean, he's doing his thing. The team is winning, though. So, not everybody can be at the top. Well done by them. That was a great round.
I have to agree, and like you said on the Saint, it is fine. Those stats are fine. If you're getting the reses when they're needed, then it's fine. A couple times if you want to peek and try and help and it doesn't work out, that's okay. But majority of the time, damage doesn't matter, and it's all about being able to res when you're needed. So
play
being
your role.
alive, exactly. So it's going well so far. But if they start to lose rounds, they're going to be looking at him and saying, "What is going on, mate? We need you to start participating."
This right here, we just saw the players were watching middle to call the rotation. They do it perfectly, and this is going to allow for essentially a free plant. They got all 4 players to cross over.
Canny getting that bomb down absolutely easily. He's going to pop the ult, and I love that with Canny. He pops his ult to get out because he knows he's going to get it back so quickly, and that way he's not wasting a res either. It's a very team-based player, Canny is, and that move is as well. Using the ult if any sort of trouble comes. So the bomb's down, there's about 25 seconds left on the clock, and Little Geek needs to start moving. They have the utility, they've done the glitch hack, now the fixer ult should come out, the smoke, and it does, but it's a weak smoke, and you've got to think that was messed up by accident there.
Yeah, you got to think that was a missed throw and a missed opportunity is what it's probably leading to, and they're posted up. If they try to peek this, look at this. This is such a good crossover. They want to peek out on the chalk. They can't do anything without somebody else shooting over them. The drone's coming out, but they come up from up top, and this is where they might get their chance. Spencer needs to win that one. He is good for it. 40 picks up one on his own, and that is going to bring it down to this 2 versus 2, but it doesn't matter. They clean it up anyway, and that is a firm victory to come back in that round.
That was a big round for High Caliber. They were really hyped about that, and they almost lost it. The Spencer smoke was very poor. It must have hit a wall by accident. They made the most of it, though. They pushed forward. They got the pick on the guy who was holding long. They pinched on the cave, but the Saint drone came off, and then the pistol shots came off, and the crossfire came, and it came to a 2v2 with 5 seconds left. So what they need to take from that Little Geek is be quicker. Yeah. Be way quicker, because you almost had that. You had a great chance at it, but you had to rush it when you got those picks. And ultimately, High Caliber are going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, now they only need one more, and I mean, at that point, then it's going to be they took a 3-0 victory and then a potentially 7-2. I mean, that's dominant. That's what happened to them, essentially, in their opener, so they're going to be feeling very good. But this is where, backs against the wall, we're going to need to see Lil Geek come up with something. They need to find a footing in this, and that's it right there. Taking down Joker is a big start, but the bomb is planted on their side. You have the man advantage, but you have to do something with it.
They do have the man advantage, but I don't know if they have the positional advantage. All of their team are coming from the exact same position. They're all going to be called out. There you go. Canny's seen them all in connector. So now what do? They have to take long, and they know that. So they're going to go do that now, and the 2 people on long have to get a pick here. Get a pick whilst not taking too much damage, and he's decided to shoot way too early. That's the mouse and keyboard aim coming out there. He gets absolutely no shots and dies instantly, and Shaq is the last one alive. He can do it. He can do it if he's on the right side, and he is not. He pops his ult, and it's over. Let's talk about that. When you're on long there, you see 3 enemies coming towards you. You know you have to get a pick, but how do you make it happen where you're not going to overextend and just get absolutely blasted? It's such a difficult position to be in, right?
I'm thinking right there, and again, I'm not these guys. You pop maybe one shot, you let them know, hey, I'm here, you need to slow down, and that's enough. Maybe your teammate peeks the right side, right? Something where maybe you're just the distraction at first. They all go to aim towards you. Your teammate pops a little bit of damage. You peek out the left side. You pop a little bit more. Like, these are possibilities, but ultimately he peeks out, and 3 people shoot at him, and he is fried. He's out immediately.
You're absolutely right, and let's just specify that even more for the viewer. If someone else, instead of Rugi there, had shot from the right-hand side, they already know there are people there. They already know the people, but that distracts them for a split second, right? They're like, oh, there's one at the back, there's only one here. No, there's 2. And using that bait and switch is the only way to win that 3v4 bomb
draws
hold.
their crosshairs away, and then you just need to get those shots to land, and then that's the way to do it. But still a strong lead, right? Plenty of padding here, 6-3. and they're getting here towards the site and potentially getting a firm plant to go 4 versus 4 in the retake. But they didn't clear long. Nobody clears long, and 40 comes up, removes Candy from the equation.
Rookie is behind him, however, so he's going to get that trade. Okay, that is important to get. The bomb is still on bomb site, which actually isn't that good because everybody knows it. So they're going to be aware that at least 2 of the enemy team, Little Geek that is, enemy team of High Caliber are going to be near that bomb site. They just need to watch their flanks at this point because getting this bomb is going to be tough. And Joker, just as we say that, is sitting in middle, getting ready for that flank.
He's just waiting to hope somebody will drop that way, and they've given him time. Now KO's up there at the jump-up spot, and that is an opportunity. They don't have the ult, but Danny, he couldn't crouch just fast enough, and that's your Saint. That's Saint on Saint, and he's down, which means now if you push in, there's no res coming.
I've got to say, that movement was not great. He just ran in the open, didn't even duck and roll, and he got shot instantly. I think he personally could have survived that.
Joker, they're ready for it. They're both looking in this direction. They know it's a possibility. I don't think Joker's going to be able to make much of this. Even if he gets the one, the trade should certainly come in.
Yeah, and now he started running. It's over. Spencer's just going to stop him in his tracks with the fixer ult. The knife was almost a good idea, just not quite far enough. That might kill him.
Oh, but not before he lands the shot. Spencer's been pretty good with the sniper throughout this series, and he's going to need more of that because they're making this comeback, right? They're getting back into it. But they only need 1, and you still need 3.
Yeah, and let's speak about Spencer. Underrated, and he's showing out on that sniper, showing the tier is actually very, very easy to use. It's more about who can use it more effectively rather than who can use it in general. The tier is very good.
Because he's hitting these headshots. You know, it's not like these double taps to the body. I mean, he's putting them down with the first bullet. He doesn't need to go for that second one. So got to give credit there for sure.
Correct. And now what we need to do is see if High Caliber can slow this down and stop losing a team member. The trades aren't working for them. It seems like they need all 4 of them alive to make this work because Canny's going in for that bomb plant, getting knocked, and then the Saint is going in, and it's like it's a bit of a mess when they lose a team member, but they've gotten this far from playing together as a 4.
Yeah, and they're over here towards the A bomb site now, and I think we had a glitch flanking on the far side already. So there's an opportunity for Geek to take another one if they can make the most of this. We do have somebody watching the flank, but will they have the timing? That's what we're going to be looking for, is if somebody does elect to go that way. If we do see the glitch has managed to make his way. Initially, he was pushing over towards short, thought he might go through, but until they have commitment, it looks like he's going to stand his ground.
I can rate that as well, and they haven't spotted the Ronin yet, so they have no idea. Can he go in for the plant again? He does get mollied, and that's the util dump we're talking about on this defense, and he's going to have to self-res himself, so now he's lost all of his abilities at this point. I believe he's already used his flash.
And the Saint drone's been used already.
Correct, and he just needs to get this bomb down and get out, but he doesn't quite get it yet. He gains his health. He will grab the bomb, and here we go. Will there be any util to stop this bomb plant? I don't think so. It's all about getting him before he gets off the bomb site, but he gets off safely, I think.
No, he stays on.
The
He's
smoke,
holding
he
his
stays
ground.
on.
He's got a Simtex there as well. Goes and uses it and puts it to good use. KO's down now. Now, that's the Reser as well, so they have to hand res that slowly. Nobody's doing that quickly, and Spencer's in the back. He gets taken down by Saint. This could be it right here, 2 versus 3. They do get that res, but it is 6-4. And if they clean this one up with this man advantage, if they put it to use, that's going to be it.
KO and 40 trying to get that pick with the bait and switch on the far side by Crane, but Joker's going to use that advantage where his Ronin knife is stopping the Scorch from moving, and that is going to be High Caliber taking this series home right now. Well played by them. They are showing why they are the 3rd seed in this tournament right now. Lil Geek needed way more. They needed to bring way more to the table, although they had great moments where Spencer's getting those kills, or 40 stopping those plants on Sabotage, or hiding on long and stopping the plant as well. It just didn't seem like they capitalized off those great moments.
No, not at all. I mean, they had glimpses where you said, okay, if they could play like this consistently, then we could have a great match. However, they did not do those things consistently. They were just flashes in the pan. And you can't beat a team of High Caliber when you are doing that. You have to be consistent. High Caliber was consistent. Even in rounds they lost, you could see what they were doing, where the flaws were, and then they adjusted. And that's something they're known to do. They're smart players. They're going to adjust. What you're doing, if it's not consistent, they will find a way around. And we saw that there because, I mean, 3-0 in Sabo, and they looked pretty comfortable, even with that little bit of a comeback there on Hollows to take it.
And another point to add to that is we saw moments of them reaching their peak, really, when they suddenly used their util in the correct way after using it incorrectly before, or saving it to, like you really mentioned that, and then it completely switched. So it was really interesting that the Demo ults weren't correct, and then they got fixed. So it'd be interesting to understand if that was Cannibal's doing and saying, did you have a Dima ult when we just lost that round? Can you use it more effectively? Do you have nades? Double upgrade those nades. And then he gets those picks on the Scorchus, the bomb planter, and suddenly those nades won him a few rounds, right? The one with 7 seconds left. Really well played by them, and it's showing that this tournament's going to be interesting. We've already seen a few matchups where things unexpected have happened, but now we're seeing High Caliber where in a completely different light and more team-based. So it's going to be interesting when they play a different, harder team later in this tournament.
Yeah, we saw them against one early on. Now we've seen them with somebody who's not as expected, and they showed, oh, we're better in this tier. This tier was rough. Where are we going to fall? Are we going to be able to bounce back? I'm looking forward to finding out, which we will after a short break.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We just witnessed an absolutely incredible match. We got to see High Caliber versus Little Geek. It ended up being a very, very interesting matchup. It finished in 2-0 fashion, but we've got to break it down right now. I'm RoamDMV, joined alongside Sonic on the desk. How you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good. How about you, Rome?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. So I got to ask you, what do you think about that match? High Caliber, they took a loss early to Blackhand. Now they're able to bounce back. They find themselves now 1-1 in the pool. This pool is done. We already know. Blackhand and High Caliber, they're going to be starting in the winner's bracket tomorrow. And Little Geek, the team that went 0-2, they're going to be starting in the lower bracket. So what do you feel like this win right here meant for this squad, High Caliber?
Well, I would say it was a very nice recovery from their previous matchup, losing that. And so now they have solidified themselves into the winner's bracket. And so that's obviously very important for them. And I think it's also just a great momentum boost for them just in general, because obviously losing is always going to be, you know, kind of tough on the heart. And so it's great that they were able to bounce back and get a pretty convincing dub in general. So very proud of High Caliber today for that.
For sure. They did an absolutely incredible job, and I was really surprised by the composition. I mean, we heard the casters talk about it. When you go very little intel on a map like Hollows, it can present certain problems, but we saw this squad in High Caliber be able to overcome those issues. The only intel that they had was the Dima, which, I mean, if you want to call Dima intel, I don't really, like, that's a stretch, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's still a little bit of intel, and they made it work in beautiful fashion, and now they're going to be moving on. I mean, this squad right here, as we can see in the replays, they were absolutely doing a phenomenal job. The teamwork was there. The comms were there. You can tell Candy's IGLing. It's on point today. The whole squad's listening. They're on point. Even when they swapped to the cameras and you could see these players, you could see they were cool, calm, collected. They knew exactly what they wanted to do and how they wanted to execute every single time. And now, guess what? We're going to be able to get an interview over here with Cannibals himself. Let's go ahead and send it over to Atsoka.
Well, hello, and once again, welcome back. Cannibals coming off of that big win, and I got to tell you, it was very impressive. Rome already mentioned it once. Your IGLing was on point. I couldn't help but notice, as soon as y'all got off of that match on in Factory doing Sabotage, you did not waver whatsoever. There was no moment to where you got overzealous. You were cool, calm, and collected that entire time. When is it a really inappropriate time to start doing your famous pop-off, and when do you start to take things seriously?
Yeah. I mean, like Kobe Bryant says, man, job ain't finished, right? So we won Sabotage against them, but Demolition's a whole other game mode. They could be stronger at Demolition. They obviously did a pretty good series against Blackhand, so we didn't know what to expect going into the series. So locked in, focused, and then once the match is over, we can have our fun and celebrate.
Okay, now another thing I wanted to ask you about is that when you went into your match on Hollows, again, this is when we're going right back to the nitty-gritty of Demolition. We see you play so many different rogues. What made you want to go with Chalk on Hollows?
I love playing the entry fragger character, Scorches, Chalks, I love it. And it allows me to IGL even better, because if I see a play that needs to get made, entry fragger has to start that play, right? Well, if I know the play and I just do it and tell my teammates to follow up, there's no delay, there's no lag. So it allows it to be a much smoother transition. So I love playing that role because it just makes the team click a whole lot better.
Absolutely. And another thing that we were talking about is like the comp picks. Even on the desk, they were talking about, not going into Hollows with any intel. Was that an IGL call made by you not to go intel on Hollows?
Yeah, I mean, Intel's just not as good in this meta. There's just so many high valuable picks that it's really hard to fit Intel into your comp. If we had taken an Intel character, we would have lost the Ronin or we would have lost the Dima, and then we wouldn't have had as much pressure as we did against the team. So that's why.
All right, I got one more question for you, and this is going to be your moment right here to pop off.
Okay.
We already know how things went in the first round against Blackhand. Well, now you solidified your spot in the winner's bracket tomorrow, and you are going to be seeing Blackhand again. What do you got to tell them getting ready to go into your next match?
I mean, pool play doesn't matter, right? Everything matters tomorrow, so hopefully you guys bring the same energy, because it's not going to be as easy.
Well, there you have it. You heard it from the man themselves. Without a doubt, the IGL coming from High Caliber off of that big win there. But we are going to throw it right back to the desk to keep things moving.